Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for watching today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM, Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. In this hour, we will get to look-ahead numbers, week number 11, National Football League in 15 minutes. Mike Paulman studio a little bit later on. We are expected to be joined by Sal Paolantonio for his weekly Wednesday spot here anytime. Plenty of news today in the National Football League as well, Pauly. Jonathan Gannon, head coach, Arizona Cardinals, told the media that Kyler Murray had to go to the IR today. Quote, he needs to get healthy. And their upcoming schedule, they play the 49ers on November 16th. Murray's not going to be available for that game. So he's going to be out, but I would say short term, right? This is probably a good thing for the Cardinals. They look good with Brissett again this past weekend.
Well, I'm also excited, too, about props. I mean, what that means for Harrison.
Sure. McBride.
Yep, I know. And Brissett also had a rushing touchdown as well. DeMarcado got some run. Maybe he might be the guy now in this backfield.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to transpire.
Gannon was really fired up after he had a long run. And he runs angry, tough to bring down. So he goes on the IR. That's big news. I also think it's the right decision. This is no surprise. It'll be Mills to start for the Texans against Jacksonville, and Stroud's out. So how long will Stroud be out? And the other one was just the big news where no Fairbairn now, and it's Matthew Wright who's going to kick for the Texans. So our 17-3 run with the props goes bye-bye, at least for the time being.
Yeah, and right now it is Wednesdays with Vito's son as the great Sal Paolantonio hops on the program, and he's on the Progressive Guest Line. Sal, good afternoon. Thanks for the time as always, my friend. How are you?
Oh, doing great. How are you guys doing? Busy week, crazy week. Week 10 is unbelievable. 17 teams, 500 or better in the National Football League. Great matchups all across the board. Unbelievable week.
Totally agree. Before we get to that, in your notes today, you wanted to explain why the Bills beat the Chiefs, and you said the answer will surprise us. Do tell.
Well, if you go back and you look at what has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the big games, you start with Todd Bowles' defense. The Tampa Bay Bucks beat Patrick Mahomes by not blitzing him at all, and Tom Brady walks away with the Lombardi Trophy. Then, in February, Vic Fangio does the same exact thing, does not blitz Patrick Mahomes once, rush 4, and drop 7 into coverage. That's exactly what Sean McDermott did. It really wasn't Josh Allen as much as it was Sean McDermott's defense. They did not blitz Patrick Mahomes in that football game. The numbers were unbelievable. It's such a copycat league now against Patrick Mahomes. Todd Bowles created the kryptonite on how to beat Patrick Mahomes. And if you have the pass rushers who are disciplined, that one play where Tony Romo explains how Joey Bosa does not overrush Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes turns to his right. Bosa's sitting there. He doesn't overrush him, maintains his rush lanes. Now, that pass is completed, but in most cases during the game, Patrick Mahomes was under duress without being blitzed, and that is the blueprint. It's the Bowles blueprint on how to beat Patrick Mahomes II.
I like that. We're going to steal that from you. The Bowles blueprint. That is great. I think Green Bay might be the most overrated team in the league at this point, and I was saying that before they lost to Carolina. Who do you have as some of the most overrated teams in the league?
Well, I would put the Packers as one of the most overrated teams in the league for sure. And now, of course, losing Tucker Kraft, who really was a big-time receiver at the tight end position. He proved that. Without Tucker Kraft, it's a completely different offense, and I think it'll be very difficult to beat the Eagles. The Eagles beat them twice. They're coming off the bye. I like the Eagles a lot on Monday night against the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers are overrated. I think the Ravens is a little bit of an overrated position against the Vikings. I like the Vikings at home getting 4. No question in my mind that that's going to be a game where the Vikings are going to keep it close down the stretch and may be able to steal that football game. But the number one team, without a doubt, in my mind, going into Week 10 that's overrated, I just saw them. I covered this game in Pittsburgh, would be the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh.
I think they're the number one overrated team right now. They've got to fix what they're going to do offensively, because the Steelers really exposed that offensive line. That left tackle was beaten continually in the game. They got beat off the left edge quite a bit. Daniel Jones he didn't move up in the pocket. He got strip sacked. They dropped guys into coverage. He turned the ball over. I think the Colts, I'm not saying the Colts are going to lose to the Falcons at home, but I think you got to be a little bit careful about the Indianapolis Colts.
That's in Berlin, but then they get the bye. And then to your point here, Sal Pal, at KC, the Texans, at Jacksonville, at Seattle, San Francisco, and then 2 more divisional games, Jacksonville and at Houston to close the season. This is now, tough part of the schedule for the Colts moving forward.
Yes, it is a tough part of the schedule, and they're still in position to win the division, because who can you really see jumping up to take that division? I think they're still in the right spot, the driver's seat to take the division, but I don't trust them long-term in the AFC. I don't think they're a team that can go on the road for sure and either beat Baltimore or Kansas City or the Bills in the playoffs. Or the Broncos. I don't think they can go on the road and beat the Broncos on the road in the playoffs either. Broncos are for real. When you have that great of sack disparity, you lead the league in sacks, and your quarterback has been sacked the fewest times in the league, and the sack disparity is historic. It is larger than it's ever been in the Super Bowl era. When you have that many negative plays that you're creating defensively, and you limit the number of negative plays that you're creating offensively, I think that's a very big advantage. You're at home on Thursday night. The Raiders are reeling. This is a big spot for the Broncos to really show on national TV that they got the whole thing together.
7-2 Patriots, 4-0 on the road at Tampa and Bulls. What do you think?
This is a tough spot for the Pats, because Todd Bowles really knows how to decipher young quarterbacks. I like the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers can score points in bunches, and Todd Bowles can confuse young quarterbacks. The one thing that I'll say is Josh McDaniels, when he was with New England, understood the Bowles defense. And with Brady, now this is with TB12, this is with Tom Brady, he was able to beat the Bucs and that defense. But with Drake May, it's going to be a little different. And if you remember what I said about the Patriots, they win a game, and the way they do it, even though they turn the ball over twice, is that Josh McDaniels is really smart. He understands that he has a young quarterback, and especially when you are on the road, you have to get those rushing attempts way, way up. 28, 30, 32, 35 rushing attempts. If you can run the ball in Tampa, like the Eagles did, and you reduce the number of pass attempts by your own quarterback, you can win the game. But I don't really like the Pats a lot in that spot. I don't.
Okay. What about the big rematch here in the NFC West as the Rams take on the 49ers in a massive clash this weekend, Sal?
It is a massive clash. The 49ers are home. I think that's an advantage to them, but they've got so many injuries. And you look at that Rams offense, so multiple in so many ways. They can really move the ball around. I think right now, the way that Sean McVay has the offense running through the tight ends, he runs the offense through multiple tight ends. That really is the antidote to what the Niners do defensively, because they're so banged up defensively at the linebacker and the defensive back position. And Christian McCaffrey can't possibly do it by himself. You're getting good play out of Mac Jones, no question about it, but I don't think it's enough for the firepower for the Rams. I like the Rams a lot in that spot, actually.
Ooh, all right. The primetime games are phenomenal. You mentioned Monday night. How about Sunday night? Steelers go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers are an interesting team, right, guys?
Yeah.
They're an interesting team. And the Steelers are coming off a big emotional win that they absolutely had to have. I don't like the Steelers in this spot to go on the road against the Chargers. I just don't. The Chargers, Jim is going to talk to his brother John. He's going to say, "All right, what do I got to do to beat this team here?" And the sample size is pretty large, Ravens against Steelers. So I think the Chargers will try to duplicate a lot of what the Ravens do against the Steelers, and it is run the ball and play small ball against the Steelers. I think that's the formula to win.
Yeah, how good is this week, though, overall? I mean, it's the first time since Week 9, 2020, we have 4 games like this where all these teams are sitting here record-wise.
It's really a great week, and you have 17 teams, guys, 500 or better in the National Football League going into Week 10. We've talked about it all year long. The parity is incredible, even though we have a lot of big spreads this week, don't we? I mean, 9.5 with the Lions, 9.5 with the Bills, 9.5 with the Broncos, 6.5 with the Steelers over the Cardinals. There's big spreads all over the place and some high over-under numbers. So, things are sort of leveling out in terms of haves and have-nots of what you have in the National Football League right now. But the most important thing that happened, in my view, going into Week 10 was the Bills understanding what they have to do defensively against the Chiefs. It doesn't have to be a shootout between the Chiefs and the Bills. I think the Bills mauled them defensively. If Prater doesn't miss that kick, it's a completely different look at the score. I think, to me, that was a great game by the Buffalo Bills all the way around. Complimentary football, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, that was dynamite.
Great game by Buffalo. Great game.
Dynamite analysis as always, Sal Pal. Thank you so much. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Back at you,
sir.
And we have week 10's awesome. Week 11, phenomenal. Madrid game, Bengals Steelers rematch, Buccaneers Bills, Seahawks Rams, Chiefs Broncos, Lions Eagles. What a week. We'll talk about it next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Mike Palm going to join the program coming up in 15 minutes. He is the VP of this great property, also the Golden Gate and the D in downtown Las Vegas. To Week 11 look-ahead numbers in the National Football League. What a week it is next week. On Thursday night, this is included, but the Jets are playing at the Patriots. Pats 10.5, total 46.5. They will be... for everybody who has them left in Survivor, I think everybody's going to have to use them in this spot.
Mm-hmm. It seems low, though. I don't think the Jets are going to move the ball, and they just traded Sauce and Williams, too.
Yeah.
Going to stop anything? I agree with Joe Osborne. This Jet-Browns game over. And
over?
Yeah. Well, look, it's the same thing as a couple of years ago with the Browns defense. Great at home. They give up 30 a game on the road again.
Yeah.
So and now you just traded away 2 key members of that defense in New York. But that should be a burial, right?
Bloodbath, yes.
Yeah.
We'll be on the air live for this game with the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show in Madrid. The Commanders against the Dolphins. And Washington is 1.5, total is 46.5.
Oh, boy.
Look, I know the power rating has changed drastically here with Washington. They're 1.5.
I got to see who's playing.
So do I.
I want Washington.
So do I, Pauly.
You should get some guys back by then. But maybe they just say, well, the hell with it. I mean, they lose to Detroit. They're 3-7, so where are they going? But, man, that's too much respect for the Dolphins.
I would agree. Like, Mariota's a capable quarterback here.
Yeah.
The whole point of what you're talking about, though, is like, how many guys are going to come back basically across the board for Washington? Which receivers are going to be in? How does the defense look overall? What a game for fans in Madrid to watch live.
It's a bad beat with all the injuries, too.
Jeez. Chargers are 1.5 at Jacksonville, 45.5.
Got to have that game. They got to win that game. They're better than Jacksonville.
Agreed. Now, this is another game years ago for like a 2-decade stretch the Chargers absolutely would have lost.
Uh-huh.
Hell, go back to the playoff game a couple years ago.
Jacksonville couldn't stop Geno Smith. They shouldn't be able to contain Herbert and all the weapons he has.
And I want to see...
after what Bowers did, give me Gadsden props.
Sure. I want Herbert to take off. Run the ball 10 times a game. Guys, when he has an opening, God, how fast does that guy look?
Yeah.
That big of a quarterback. Bengals at the Steelers rematch from a couple of weeks ago in that thrilling game on Thursday night. Pittsburgh 6.5, total 50.5 here. Too many points? If we have good weather, that's not going way over 50.5?
That should, yes.
In a Bengals game?
Oh, the first game was awesome. And get right back with the tight ends.
Of course.
The tight end bonanza. Oh, that's an over.
if we have good weather in that game, how does it stay below the key number of 51?
Yep.
The Texans are 8.5 at the Titans. That was the number before the Stroud news.
Came down to it's 7.5 at DraftKings.
Okay. Total 38.5.
I can't do it with Davis Mills.
No,
He's capable, but it's, they couldn't put away Denver last week with him. Oh, boy. That's an under, too. Cam Ward won't move the ball on him. Remember, first game was 26 rip. That's an under.
Yep.
Davis Mills potentially against Cam Ward?
Boy,
come on.
More than a touchdown. I get to fade Davis Mills. I know they're awful. I would only look at Tennessee here, catching that many points, and they can't cover games to save their lives. But here's another dog I want. The Green Bay Packers are 7 at the Giants. I don't care how many injuries the Giants have. That front four will get to Jordan Love, and he'll probably make 2 or 3 stupid decisions in that game. And I expect Jackson Dart to play well here in this spot.
Well, it's a game you just handed off to Jacobs, though. Gash him on the ground. If LaFleur has common sense.
Will he do that, though? I don't know if that guy does have common sense.
Right. You think they'll move the ball on him?
Well, I think Jackson Dart will be able to move the ball. I think Green Bay is the most overrated team in football, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Buccaneers at the Bills. Buffalo 6. Total 50.5 here. Is that too many points?
Oh, it's a good game. That's everything.
Oh, the Week 11 schedule is
everything. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's tough.
Tell you what, if you really think Mayfield's live, now's the time to add him because he bumped back up to 18 or 20 to 1.
Yeah, he's got Patriots-Bills coming up. I know. He's got to get Bucky and Godwin in there, though.
That'd be nice.
I got to see that. That's a tough one.
Yeah, he's got to get that team's got to figure out how to get Emeka Egbuka really rocking and rolling again here coming up. Panthers at the Falcons. Atlanta's 3.5, total 44.5. 3.5.
There's too much respect for Carolina. They pounded them in the first game, I know, but this...
That tells you that the adjustments overall with this Carolina team, what were they catching, 6 at home in that game?
Yeah.
Now it's 3.5. Fast forward to next week, 3.5.
Let me see what Atlanta looks like in Berlin, and let me see the health standpoint, because now Dowdle's banged up. That's bad news for Carolina.
Bears at the Vikings, Minnesota 2.5, total 47.5. What does that look like with Ben Johnson going against Brian Flores? We documented that last week when he was with Detroit. They had 4 straight games scoring 30 points or more against a Brian Flores-led defense in Minnesota.
Well, they should have won the first game. They couldn't put them away in the second half.
Yeah.
I actually like the Bears in that game.
I tell you what, the Bears this weekend against
Giants.
The Giants, let's say they win that game. If they beat Minnesota next week, they'll be 7-3. Ben Johnson right now can be had at 33-1 Coach of the Year. In 2 weeks, where is that number if they're 7-3? 10-1?
And the offense keeps doing this?
Sure.
No matter who the running back is? The gadget plays?
The offense looks awesome right now.
I love that from Caleb Williams. We don't call them trick plays. They're just plays.
That's the second time I brought that up now this week. I have to bet Ben Johnson.
Got to do it.
49ers are 1.5 at the Cardinals.
That's a lot of respect for Arizona. Come on now.
Who's playing for San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Cardinals are...
I'm going to trust the San Francisco coaching staff, just like I did last week. Moved it at will against the Giants. I still think there's enough weapons. Do you had an update on Ayuk? Isn't he coming back?
I believe...
I thought he had an update on him.
Luke, can you... do you mind looking at that real quick? I believe the update that I saw this week was he is not open to the 21-day recovery window. So if I think I saw that correctly, or if I'm remembering that correctly, then he's not close. The Seahawks are at the Rams next week. How good is that game? And the Rams are below a field goal.
Wow. Well, 10 in a row on the road. 11 McDonald, 11-1 last 12 on the road. That's an over. There's points in that game. I love Seattle's defense, but there's points in that one. Don't you think? JSN and all the weapons here. How
much pressure will the Rams get on Sam Darnold in this game, too?
Yeah.
Their front four is outstanding.
Maybe seeing ghost. Yep.
I would take Seattle +3. Certainly 3.5 would absolutely be a look.
Wow, that's a lot of respect.
No kidding.
I think the Rams are the best team in football. 2.5 at home to Seattle.
I know.
Damn, it's a great card.
The Ravens are 7.5 at the Browns. That's an afternoon game.
It says late game.
Is it the late game?
It says it's a late game. That's strange.
7.5, 41.5.
Well, again, the Ravens are getting hit by the deck here. How many easy games can you get? Minnesota's going to be tough, but you're a 4-point favorite. But you get that, you win this one, you get another Steeler loss, you're in the driver's seat.
Here's another one. The Chiefs are 2.5 at the Broncos. 44.5 is the total.
They're 3 now at DraftKings.
They're 3 on the road against Denver.
Yeah, people not buying them.
Oh, man, I don't know about that. 3.
These are all late games.
Oh,
mama.
Next week's as good as I can remember.
Yeah.
Paul, the Sunday night game is Detroit at Philly. Eagles are 1.5.
Wow.
49.5. I would look at Philly.
The champs are 1.5.
I got to go with Philly. I have to go with Philly in that game.
Really? Why?
I think it's too short. I think it should be around a field goal there. Now, I guess what's home field worth? Is it 1.5? And then, so that's...
Well, remember, they opened the season that Week 1 game, which was awesome. And then this is the game we were hoping for the last year's playoffs and couldn't get it. But that's... Yep. And then we got the dud on Monday night.
No, take that back.
Come on.
The Monday night game is going to be phenomenal. Dallas is 3.5 out here to the Raiders. That 50.5? What are we doing here? How is that below like 55? Brock Bowers is going to look like a Hall of Famer yet again. The Raiders won't get a single stop.
Aubrey?
Aubrey
hit from 66 in preseason out here.
Will Aubrey beat Little's record that took place in that same stadium?
Yeah, it's a good prop. You think aerial circus and fireworks?
I think absolutely.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
With this new and improved Dallas defense?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Come on, all these moves now?
Silly me.
Come on.
Quinnen Williams. He's the new Aaron Donald.
I love that they write, he's an all-pro at 22. That was 6 years ago or whatever it was. I mean, come on. VSiN Pro subscribers have exclusive access to all new AI player prop projections powered by OptAI, the trusted data source buying elite soccer analytics in the UK. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, all the projections, and the NBA props as well, compared directly to DraftKings lines to help you find value. Access it all with a VSiN Pro subscription. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Mike Palm, VP of this great property, on the program coming up next. We'll ask him if the Panthers are trustworthy enough to use in Survivor this week.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Love Wednesdays. This hour's so good. Sal Pal, and now the Maestro joins the program as well. Mike Palm is the VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D. He's in studio here. Good to see you, pal. How are you?
Hello, Mitch. Hello, Paul. If Sal Pal would have come on 5-6 years ago, he would have been in the running for the number one guest on your program, I think. He's great.
He's very good.
He's terrific. He really entertaining, insightful.
He loves coming on.
He comes with full energy every week. I appreciate it. When you were out last week, he lifted me up. I thought, how am I going to get through 12 segments with Paul Howard? And then that shot came right at 2 o'clock, and I felt
2 o'clock
good.
with him, a B12 shot?
Felt good. Then we had the Ohtani expert on later in the hour, and it was all right.
How about Sal Pal a couple years ago for the Super Bowl when it was out here? Made it a point, but tip of the cap to you as well. You sent the Circle limo to go get him.
He was right here. I came in. He went out. The limo picked him up from Ari or wherever he was staying, took him back.
We were doing mornings. He came over like at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever
when
it was.
When he came on last Wednesday, Paul said, Mitch is out. Mike Palm, the guy that got you the limo. Oh, I want to thank you again. That was great with the limo. He remembered it.
That does, huh? Good recall, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good one. So this week I find very tricky in Survivor.
I said in week 3 that the week 10 would be the toughest Survivor/Grandissimo week. And that's back when you thought Tampa Bay over New England was probably the best play, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised how many people have the big 3 available, though.
Here's the I don't know if Derek talked about this yesterday with you, but the 4 have Denver on Thursday night. So, I mean...
For Grandissimo.
4 of the 11 have Denver. So wouldn't you play them on Thursday? And then you can see on Saturday night when Derek comes on with little Jeffrey Benson and does the show with Samich and Brown, how the other 7 distributed their picks, and come here to Vegas and have some fun. Maybe you bet some money line parlays of the other teams once you're in the house.
Do you think it's automatic that all 4 are used on Denver?
Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
I would, especially because it's Thursday. and it's ahead of the other games. You could pick up some money here. Maybe what if there's 2 other teams taking, or just bet that money line parlay?
I know this. I mean, it's an awful spot for the Raiders.
Well, what's a good spot for the Raiders? Could you define what could be a good spot for this team?
Yeah.
For this team.
Yeah. All right. Touche.
You know how I feel about Jacksonville, and yet still.
Yeah. Right. It was all right there for him.
It was all.
How does Geno Smith get that ball deflected? How? He's wide open in the back of the end zone.
It's terrible. It's just, I didn't know how you can put him back out there again on Thursday night after that play to end the game. I mean, you and I and Paul could have looped the ball there to the end zone.
Yeah. So are the Panthers are going to be a popular pick this week in regular Circa Survivor?
Oh, yes.
Are they trustworthy enough here?
Well, I don't know. Aren't you more, you're playing the opponent, right?
Yeah, that's certainly, yeah.
And it seems like the Saints have waved the white flag. They traded their receiver to Seattle now. They're unlike the Cowboys. They're not in denial that they're not a playoff team.
Yeah, right.
what is Jerry doing?
I know, out of control.
What is he doing?
Do you
They
want
scored
that bet?
one time against Arizona in that game. You know that?
Yeah.
Once. It was a block punt.
That's true.
right.
With the face.
Yeah.
Do you want part of that action? 15. Would you take 12-1? They make the NFC title game in Jerry's lifetime?
Oh, what do I have to lay? I have to lay 20 to 1? I'll lay the other side.
You don't want the 12.
Well, it's probably going to, you don't have
know.
to wait forever to cash it.
He's 83.
He's 83.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he might live to 112. Who knows?
I mean, we're 30 years since they made an NFC title
Can you
game.
believe
95
that?
when
I know.
they won with the bootlegger's son.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fans have got to revolt. Well, this goes back to the question, though. Are the Panthers good? They just beat Green Bay somehow, some way. Green Bay gave it to them, LaFleur nonsense, but they have 5 wins. They're looking playoffs if they win this game.
They're in the wild card picture. Certainly they are, and they have been decent at home. Now I know Buffalo dominated them, but Buffalo, you can argue, is a decent team. They're
Well,
a top.
Andy Dalton was broken thumb.
Broke a
and
thumb
crap.
right away in the game.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen a team less prepared to play a game than the Packers were on Sunday?
Oh, and by the way, that's a weekly thing for them.
This guy, I mean, you're coming off the Sunday night big win over Rodgers. Don't you have to make a concerted effort to make sure your team's energy is up? They were also unprepared to play against the Bengals.
Yes, that's
In that game.
true. Yeah.
They did everything they could to keep Flacco in that game.
That was off the bye with Green Bay as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so to me,
It goes back to, though, how do you feel when your head hits the pillow at night? I could use Denver, I could use the Bills, I could use Seattle. How do I feel if I get knocked out taking the Carolina Panthers, even though it's the atrocious Saints?
It's the atrocious Saints, and you also are never going to use Carolina again.
No, you will
That's
not.
right.
And you get a leg up on being able to save those other teams if you have them.
However, I will
Yeah.
let me play devil's advocate for 1 second here. Isn't Carolina the team that we want to become popular all of a sudden for a random week in Survivor? And we want the masses to feel like I got to be on this team because of what you just said. I'm never going to use them. And then I want to stay off of them, hoping that 30% of the field is on Carolina.
Yeah, but-
and I want to root against this team and hope to God that they get beat.
In this week you're talking about?
Yes, this exact week.
With the ideal situation of playing the worst team in football at your place, although it's a division game.
And by the way, would you like Carolina more had they lost to Green Bay?
No, I don't subscribe to that because I think teams like this get confidence off a win like that. I would normally say you don't want a team because it's a flat spot off a big victory, but I think a young team like this that has struggled so much in all these years, of recent history, I think it's a game that can give them confidence. So I don't think they come in here thinking we are. They know now that they're in this. All of a sudden they're going to be 6-4, and if few things go their way, who knows? I don't like it if they would have went and got thumped. I wouldn't have liked them more if they went and got thumped at Green Bay.
How about the Bears?
Yeah, how many people have them left? Remember, people used them against the Saints.
Not that
game.
many used them
Is
against
that
the
true?
Saints.
I think
They weren't used that much against the Saints. I
think
was shocked
that
by
line
that
in
number.
that game got bet down to 4 too.
Yeah,
it was all
right.
Saints money in that game.
Yeah.
I looked at them too. I mean, it's a tough week because there's nothing like Saints at Rams last week where you just put it in. I'm using the Rams and I'm moving on and I don't have to worry about it, right? Although that's what Gil thought in year one when they were a 17-point favorite to the Jets at home. And
Lost
they
the
lost
game.
that game.
Sure.
Yeah, right? That's probably the biggest favorite ever to go down in Survivor, and that was in the original year. Yeah, and the Giants have some fight in them, right?
Well, they certainly got a quarterback who can make plays. He's good. The front four is really good.
Fight in them,
But they can't stop the run.
Yeah,
This Bears defense doesn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Bears
though.
should have lost last week too.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well,
no,
What do you
shouldn't
mean,
have.
no?
Yeah,
You're
I
at
think
14, Mike, with
and
the
then they
2-minute
gave it up,
warning.
and then they
Get
gave it up,
outta here.
and then they gave it up.
That was a bad
Can't
call.
There's 3% of onside kicks get recovered. The Bears can't recover.
The guy
none.
ran right into the ball. Get out of the way. That was a pick six. You can't tell me that. That was ridiculous. That was a pick six. You can't say, oh, he touched him with his fingernail.
No.
He's down at the 2.
Yeah, I agree. So, doesn't Dart go nuts against that defense, though? I'm talking the whole shebang. He might run for 100 yards. He could throw for 260. The running game should be good against the Bears as well.
Yeah, you're right. Bet it over. Bet these games over.
Another
What if
one.
let's say you were one of, let's just throw out a crazy hypothetical. And you were in Grandissimo as one of 11 people left.
Okay.
And you had Denver, and you had the Bears, and you had Carolina, and where would you go this week?
Do we have Seattle?
And say you have all options.
You got all the
What's
options,
your
okay.
order? Order them 1, 2, 3, 4. How you would do your selections?
And
Denver's got to be number
Denver
1.
would be number 1.
Okay, and then
What do you think about the Bills?
James Cook, man, he's hurt.
The argument, I don't know. The argument can be made you're not going to use them the rest of the way, though, right? I mean, you can say that there aren't going to be too many better spots for them. I don't know about Miami. You know, Miami outgained Baltimore 2-1 in that first half, and they were down 14-3. They totally outplayed the Ravens in the first half of it. It's not like this Miami team is devoid of all talent.
They've played close games.
Right?
I mean, a lot of close games this year.
And it one not close game when they knocked people out against Atlanta.
I crushed them, yeah. I mean, Brissett has to scare you a little bit, too, if you're going to be on Seattle.
Yeah, and the home road splits. Yes.
Sure, yeah, another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll throw this out there. To Pauly's point, Seattle still has to go play at Carolina, at Tennessee. Isn't that where you want them?
At Tennessee. I would say at
Okay,
Tennessee.
yeah.
Well, how would you rank them?
Worst teams or best?
No. You would
This
take
week.
Denver. Denver, right?
Denver, to me, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even,
Okay.
because it's Thursday.
Yeah.
And the Raiders are just, Mitch, they ran 30 plays in a game.
Against the
They
Chiefs,
had
yeah.
95 yards in
I
a
know.
game.
I know.
Can't stop anything. They trade a wide receiver. Gino's going to throw an interception or two, right? Just put someone on Bowers, not a problem.
Just play.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, they can.
Well,
no
come on.
doubt.
Well, I mean, you can double team him.
Yeah.
Just double team him
I
every
don't-
play.
I don't know if that
They still
helps.
throw it to him 20 times a game. But
Yeah. I think the guy can still have 10 catches for 100 yards and 2 scores when he's double teamed the entire
he
time.
could, and they'll lose by 3 touchdowns.
Okay, you got me.
Official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't just about placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights, help you make smarter bets. The in-app tools give you win, play, show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly, easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI and take advantage of a limited time $250 sign-up offer to claim your bonus. Promo code VSiN250. Sign up at the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Promo code VSiN250.
Mike, maybe you're going to stick around for another segment. Maybe we can expand on this. But quickly here, what grade did you give the World Series?
Oh, it's the best of my lifetime.
Oh, come on.
Well,
2001?
I'm older than you.
2001 Yankees Diamondbacks?
Well,
86 Mets.
Yankees
Red
Diamondback.
Sox?
I could give you Yankee Diamondback stories, and that's set against 9/11
All right,
and all that.
and Mike also learned which sport is Canada's national pastime next. You cannot be serious.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue here on a Wednesday with the maestro, Mike Palm, in studio, VP of Circa Las Vegas. Time now for You Cannot Be Serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
All right, let's start out with number 1, Brighton Beach Memoirs. Now, many of you, especially if you're fans of a numbers game, may have heard of Elvina Kaliev. She is a Russian-American tennis player who has reached a world ranking of number 158 at her peak. She also has a brother, Arthur Kaliev. And here's where the story gets very interesting. Arthur Kaliev is a winger who currently plays for the Ottawa Senators. His ex-girlfriend, Lauren Mochin, has now come out publicly and claimed that he stole over $50,000 from her in a 3-year span in an effort to help pay for what she describes as his rampant gambling addiction. Methods by which he stole money from Mochin and her family is sending them faulty checks, and opening up faulty financial accounts, bogus ones, in her name. Now, last year he played for the Kings. After Mochin comes out with this story, it's now revealed by Kings, including Drew Doughty, that he owed players on the team $5,000, $8,000, sounds like one of our former coworkers, $10,000, and that while the Kings were trying to trade him, the other players said he's not going anywhere till he pays his debts back. Eventually, he gets traded to Ottawa, and now it comes out that he has never even paid his agent, Ian Pulver. The Senators were asked for comment on the story and said he has not been convicted of anything, and there is no substantiation to any of the charges against him. Arthur Kaliev.
You cannot be serious!
Number 2, I went to a hockey game and the World Series broke out. I'm at Bar Canada, and we can talk about how great this World Series is.
Right, yeah.
But I'm at Bar Canada Saturday night for Game 7. Okay, 5:07. So I'm going to pick my son up at 9 o'clock. It might be a little tight. Now the game just gets crazy. The Dodgers keep clawing back. Meanwhile, I've got hockey up there, which is Bar Canada.
Your son bring his jersey?
The hockey bar. Yeah. Mitch doesn't even know that story. It's a hockey bar, so we've got up there. Blackhawks are playing at the Oilers. It's a late start, and a very sluggish performance by the Oilers on Saturday night. And eventually they get by the Blackhawks 3-2. The game goes into extra innings. And then I saw this story come out about Connor McDavid about playing the Blackhawks on Saturday night. Let's roll the tape.
That was really, really strange. Obviously, we're all on the Jays bandwagon, and everybody's wanting them to win, and it's so disappointing, obviously. But strange to have it on during the game. Listening to the crowd was distracting for sure. I'm glad they shut it off there for the third.
When they're showing it, not only showing it, but they're showing it with sound during the TV timeouts as well.
Yeah,
that's
it was bizarre. Yeah, it was bizarre. It was bizarre. I found myself watching the Jays game, sitting on the bench. Listening to the crowd while I'm on the ice. What just happened. It was very strange. But you know what? Historic moment. Couldn't be more gutted for those guys. Obviously we know what that feels like. It's and to, for it to be the way it happened, just completely gutted for those guys. Been a fun run and been a lot of fun. They've given Canada a lot to cheer about, and they should be very, very proud of themselves.
They had the World Series Game 7 on the Jumbotron in Edmonton with sound while they're playing the game. He says all he can hear is when they're looking, the crowd's going on. When he's on the bench, he's just watching the game. For 2 periods, it was on. For the first 2 periods, it was on during this game. Everybody's just watching.
I have never heard of this before. Ever happening?
Canada's pastime must be baseball. It's not hockey. Edmonton Oilers.
You cannot be serious!
Oh, that's a great
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, no kidding.
And then number 3, Cycloclone. Story comes out this week that breadwinner, supermodel Gisele Bündchen and her aging ex-jock husband, 3 years ago, some of you might have heard of him, their dog, pit bull mix, aging, sickly.
Lua.
They go out to this company, Biogen, and they have the dog cloned. They know the dog's going to die soon. So they have the dog cloned. So now they have another, just like her, Luna, and to come to this thing. And of course, Brady's the one who made the announcement. He was the spokesperson for this company. I have a couple thoughts here. It may offend people, or may not. I mean, there's a lot of dogs out there that need a home, right? You have one pet, that's your pet. You had a special relationship with that dog. Dexter, it's whoever, it's Jordan. I don't think you can go and clone it and say that's the same animal, right? Everybody's experiences make them different. Genetics, it's nurture and it's nature. If they wanted another dog, there's a lot of other dogs out of there that needed a home. Number 2. And can Fox please clone Bob Trumpy so we don't have to listen to this break? He is so bad. He's one of the few people I turn the volume down. I can't. He says nothing. He says absolutely. There's no insight he brings to a game. Bob Trumpy, I'm going to do a tribute to Trumpy next week. I didn't have time to put it together.
Love Trumpy.
Very, very underrated. Don Criqui.
Yep.
Charlie
Jones, all those guys.
Charlie Jones,
other
great.
one.
That voice. There's some stories I want to tell about Trumpy. But anyhow, Joe Davis, too. Way overrated. I see Mad Dog went off on Joe Davis hosting the Dodgers.
I saw that.
I think maybe Vin Scully might have hosted the Dodgers radio, too. But Joe Davis makes you feel like it's a game with the Devil Rays in May. I mean, there's palpable excitement. It's one of the most exciting. He's just so mundane. I feel bad for Smoltz. But Tom Brady.
You cannot be serious.
I saw that story on the cloning of the
I
dog.
mentioned
we
that.
talked about it yesterday.
you did?
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah, to your
50
point.
Grand, 50 grand.
I think he got a break. He had some association, just like Kawhi did with the Green Company.
Yeah. Well, he's an investor in the company.
Yeah.
What is it? $10 billion company with a B?
Her money. It had to be her money.
Probably.
He didn't earn anything. Deferred it all like Shohei.
Okay, so you were not exaggerating, huh? No hyperbole. It was the best World Series of your lifetime.
Yes, I think it was. I do think it was. The setting with the whole country rooting, the storylines with the two pitchers. Savage is still the most remarkable thing I've seen in years. This kid played at every level of baseball, made $57,000.
Yes.
He's riding around in a bus in low A ball in Florida.
300 people, right?
Come on. I mean, and then Yamamoto's performances. How did these guys go out and throw 96 pitches and come back and they're ready to do 3 innings the next night? I mean, it's similar to Bumgarner. If you look at Bumgarner's numbers, were a little better. He pitched a few more innings, only gave up a 1 run, and he gave up 2 or whatever. But think about the 18-inning game just stand on its own. It wasn't some boring 18-inning game. There were 10 runs by the 7th inning, and then you go 11 innings but there was action every inning on the base pad. The game was unbelievable. And then, how about the ending to Game 6, where they get second and third, and nobody out, and then you bring Yamamoto in, and he gets the pop-up, but then he gets the double play. Rojas's defense is so incredible in this series. Oh, my God,
yeah.
Right?
Everybody defensively.
And then the Dodgers could have quit it a lot of times in this Game 7, right? And they just kind of kept chipping away. And then the unlikely hero Rojas. And then I do criticize Kiner Falefa's lead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you got to
you're
get
not the only
further
one.
off the base.
Yeah,
you
right.
can be as far as Muncy. You got to be as far as Muncy. I mean, when Rojas goes to one knee, you got to beat the ball home. By the way, Jordan Baker called a really good game behind the plate. The home plate umpire in Game 7, I thought he had a great game. And then Kiki Hernandez was not catching that ball. I'm just
Absolutely
telling you. He had zero shot. I said, it's over. When I saw him turn like this, I said, the game's over. Pajas, I didn't know how big Pajas.
No, same here.
He's a huge man.
Gigantic.
Did you know how big this guy is? I had no idea.
And that fast?
It just destroys him and makes that catch. Are you kidding me? And then Will Smith, who caught 18,000 innings in this World Series.
It's a record.
I said it. Twins Braves. I think it was the best of my life. Now I lived through the 2001 because I was at Foxwoods for the series. It was the biggest mistake I made was the timing of going to Foxwoods to play poker in their series because every single person at Foxwoods had some interest in that. Either they were Yankee fans who were there, diehard, or there were Red Sox fans cheering for Arizona. Right? And so you couldn't play during the game because everybody was just watching the game. The games were so slow. But I remember it well. And then, of course, Mo. And, if they're playing the infield but double play depth, the Yankees win that. I mean, they had him in on the grass, and that's why the Gonzalez little bloop wins the series for him.
It's November 5th that I miss baseball.
I miss it. What are we going to do?
I thought about the World Series every day since it ended. I can't. So quickly here, NHL futures that you wanted to give out as well?
I think Scheifele at 50-1 for the Hart is still very viable here. He's going to make a big push to try to make Team Canada for the Olympics. This kid from Pittsburgh, Muse, who everybody raves about, is 20-1 for Jack Adams. I don't know if they can hang on and be involved and have a playoff spot. This is the one I like best of the long. Logan Thompson's numbers are unbelievable.
Again this year?
Right? He's got like a 1.51 goals against average. He's still 12-1 for Vezina. And by all rights, he should be the starting goaltender for Team Canada in Italy. But Cassidy hates him. That's why they got rid of him here in Las Vegas, and he's the assistant to Cooper on that team. And then Makar -120. I mean, this is just betting he doesn't have an injury. Makar will win the Norris every year. I mean, he's in the top 3 or 4 for Hart voting. You could still get him at 120. So there's some thoughts on postseason.
All right, I love it. How good do you think Colorado is overall?
Well, I think they're very good. I do think they probably have to get better at the goaltending position. But I thought Pittsburgh would be bad, and perhaps they could pick up Crosby if they let him go. But if they're still going to be in the hunt, I don't know. I like New Jersey a lot. And Quinville at 12-1 also for the Adams. 3-1 look for the playoffs looks pretty good right now.
Very good. Awesome job as always, man.
Hey.
Yeah, no doubt. That was an A. Thank you, Mike. Up next, tonight's college basketball card, NBA as well. A superstar loves playing in this building to the tune of making 8 threes in each game last year.